Hey.
Here we go. This is it.
And
This is the closest. Probably. Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Thank you for coming.
Pleasure.
And welcome back, everybody, to, I don't know what this episode this is. I feel like I say that every single
25?
time. You said 25 last. Well, just do 23, 24, and 25, and 26.
It's 23. It's 24. It's 25. It's 26.
So we'll just
it's
cut
27.
in. So we'll
it's
just
28. Can't be more than that.
Oh, I just moved only the bottom of this. Sorry that Quip couldn't join us for this. He's had a breakdown. Literally. His car broke down.
Nerves.
Somewhere outside of Santa Monica Pass. And he's waiting on a tow truck right now that he can't afford. And I won't pay for it. So he's sort of in a pickle. And we had to get this guy as like a last resort. Thank you for coming, though. This is James Buckley.
Yeah.
You want to tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're here? Or no? I'll do it for you. James is a movie star.
Good guess so far.
So
Did you hear that, everyone?
he's a movie star.
He's been in films.
And that's like what we aspire to do here. So it's difficult for me to contain my excitement when we get, a big boy here that's got big gifts.
Not only does he have big gifts, he's also got a really, really, really long foreskin.
Oh, we'll get into that later.
Okay.
Truly. I have a whole topic. I got a bunch of... I never do this for guests because of pure
Or in general,
laziness.
for just our podcast.
Yeah. But I gathered a bunch of questions, not only from me, but from everybody that watches these videos. And they all have a lot of interesting things to say. There's a couple stories that I don't know anything about that they seem to know.
Right.
But before we do that...
Me?
Yeah, about you.
Oh, did you tweet it out?
Yeah.
Oh.
So we have guest questions, or we have me questions, and computer from the computer. I'm so sorry. Sorry, I'm like very nervous right now. This is just crazy. If you don't know James, he was in
Which you
Inbetween. James 2-1.
2-1.
He was
James 2-1.
in the Inbetweeners.
Yes.
Now, I wasn't familiar with that show until you followed me on Twitter probably a couple months ago or so, right?
Ages ago, I would have thought.
Really?
Yeah.
You have to talk into your microphone.
Sorry. Well, I'm looking at you.
That's understandable. So what we could do is...
What you do is do what I do.
So I'll have a conversation.
I have an idea. Jesus.
Dude, you're fucking twerking right now. Yeah, so... Dude, it should be able to do exactly what mine's doing.
It should. I agree. But that still has the same problem. That'll work. Fuck it.
What were we talking about?
Like I was saying,
Good start.
James...
Oh, yeah, no, I've been following you on Twitter for ages. For at least a year, I would have thought. Something like that.
No way.
Me too.
Yeah.
No, it can't be a year, because I saw when I got the notification. And I was like, James Buckley,
Don't want to
why does that sound familiar?
I feel like you followed us all on the same day.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that was in October or November
Couldn't have been that.
of next year.
But you're in a wildly... I mean, it was 2008 to 2010, but it was a wildly successful comedy. British comedy, though.
Yeah, that's the caveat. That's the sort of... You have to say it was really, really successful in Britain.
But before we do that, we have a sponsor.
Oh, great. Who's sponsoring? I'd really like to know who's sponsoring this podcast.
Well, lucky for you, I'm about to tell you.
Reading it.
They have a wide variety of box themes, including style, grooming, cooking, drinking, and travel. They cover all the bases. No commitments. They tell you what box you're signed on the first of each month, and you have 5 days to keep it, switch it, or skip it. You can visit bespokepost.com, answer a few short questions that'll help them gauge your interests, and get a feel for the boxes that vibe with your style. Each subscription box goes for about $45, with more than $70 worth of goods inside. To receive 20% off your first subscription box, just go to bespokepost.com and enter promo code PINE at checkout. That's 20% off your first box at bespokepost.com. And with promo code PINE. Bespoke Post. Themed boxes for guys that give a damn.
Kind of like us.
You even had the
We give a damn.
point going with that, too.
What is that company?
I still use their the bag that I got in the
love
first
that bag,
Bespoke. It's
yeah.
so good. I'm so glad
I think it's like that rugged leather, like it's not like shiny.
Okay.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I wrote down intro, who is James Buckley, but I think I'm just going to skip to the most important thing.
Yes.
We talked about it a little bit earlier. You have a lot of foreskin, James.
I have Earth foreskin.
You're not talking into the mic.
But yeah, I'm sorry. I have Earth foreskin, yeah. I was just interested because
Can you
guys
just turn back to me?
guys in America,
Here, just do this.
they don't have a...
Pull it a little bit in front of you. No, to your right, to your right. Pull it to your right.
You're really killing my vibe.
That should be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Wow. What do you know?
Well, just that American guys don't have a foreskin. I just thought that was interesting.
No, did once.
Yeah.
Have you decided, like, what age is it too? This is my question. What age is it too unsafe to get circumcised, or is it ever
a thing that's done kind of right out of the gate?
Mm-hmm.
For sure. No, they waited until I was probably about 12 to. So there is actually. Is there a reason that circumcisions take, like, you have to do it right when they're a baby?
Because it's so fucking painful.
Yeah, just forget about it.
They do it when you're a baby. So
and it's a lot less foreskin to cut off.
Why does it grow?
Why does what grow?
Foreskin. How does
everything grows.
Everything grows.
Everything grows. That's an easy answer
I mean,
to.
Mine hasn't since I was a baby.
So it's like no, wait, it's like a normal sized dick, and then just the smallest little foreskin at the tip.
It's like a tiny little bird's beak.
But it like keeps it wrapped in like a saran wrap that's just pulling on a banana too hard.
Yeah, that's it. It's like one of those, like if you wear a shirt that you haven't worn for a while, maybe you put on a bit of weight, and the buttons sort of like bunch up.
Yeah, they stretch.
That's what my foreskin's like.
You know, that kind of reminds me of those shirts. They kind of remind me of your foreskin.
I'm glad we're talking about this.
But it's like a common thing in Europe to not be de-foreskinned, right?
Yeah, I mean,
to be degloved.
I don't understand.
Oh, fuck, I hate that so much.
Rest in peace, Jimmy Fallon.
I don't understand why that's unusual. Surely it's more unusual to chop off a piece of your baby's dick.
I don't think it's unusual.
You know what the most unusual part of it is?
Go on.
There are some, like, the more, like, traditional Jewish cultures that the rabbi...
Has a big nail.
Just a big fingernail, just kind of picks it off.
This isn't me being culturally insensitive, but I have heard that they've got, like, a big fingernail.
To circumcise?
No, that's for coke.
Or just in general? You mean like just in general?
I'm sure I'm wrong about that, and I'm sure that's
probably
I don't know. That someone told me
but
who was a racist or something. But
yeah, you do hang out with a lot of racists.
Yeah, well, listen, okay? As long as you don't talk about race, lovely guys. And women, sorry. Yeah.
And women, because not all women are not racist. Anyways.
Oh, I was going to say there are two sides to it.
Still wasn't finished. So what they do is they snip off the end, and then it's traditional for some sort of ritual to suck a little bit of the blood out. In the comments...
That's more offensive than what I said. Surely.
So does they have to... Out of the priest has to...
Priest?
The Catholic priest who's circumcising the Jewish child, has to...
You're not kidding.
I'm not.
I think this is...
Look it up.
No, I believe you. I just
no, it's
can't
something.
believe
I mean, I don't know if it's practiced anymore, but I know that, like,
I think it's a really dangerous topic to talk about when none of us have any information.
I'm just saying I heard this. I don't know. Hey, don't get mad at me because I heard something that was wrong.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Kill him dead.
So which penis is right, though, is what I'm thinking about. Like, which penis is the one that it's supposed to be? Because, I mean, obviously you'd say, oh, well, circumcisions, that's not the right way because that's not the original intended, like, penis
design
aesthetic,
God designed
right?
The penis.
It's a man-made penis, but
and then he told people once the baby was born, cut off the tip of it.
No, God focused mainly on the penis as well. He spent weeks on the penis.
You also have to think, why did circumcisions come about? People clearly noticed that there was something wrong with a lot of foreskin. Yeah. So which penis is right?
Yeah. You said God spent weeks on the penis of eternity. He just spent weeks.
Well, no, because I was thinking, he made the everything in 7 days or 6 days. He rested on the 7th.
Right, you're correct.
He spent a good couple of weeks on the.
If God's a guy, do you think his penis looks the same as ours, or do you think he's circumcised?
I think he's got a massive dong.
Do you think God's circumcised actually?
I reckon
if I'm speaking from what I actually think, I would say let's stop talking about this.
I heard he got degloved.
Anyways, I would say, from my opinion, that a dick should be circumcised, but that's just because mine is, and I like the way it looks.
Yeah, I
don't like the way that yours looks, James.
I don't either.
You keep fucking.
I hate the way mine
flonking it around.
And I realize that there are a lot of.
They're all ugly, aren't they? Like, I'm surprised that any
not
women.
Mine. I have a very.
All women aren't just lesbians because the penis. Imagine having to deal with that.
I think it looks cool.
I think it's a bad design, the penis.
I wear it for fashion.
Thing.
I think it looks like a transformer.
And boy, does it.
So you may recognize James from the Inbetweeners.
Probably don't know.
But if you didn't know, now you do know. He's also in the Inbetweeners movies. But he's in a little movie that you may have heard of. Didn't exactly do well at the box office, which was a surprise to a lot of people. I don't know if it came out at the same time as like another, like a bigger movie like Star Wars.
I don't even remember it being in theaters that long, which is funny.
They had like a big marketing campaign for it, I felt like. right? Popstar?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't say the movie yet. Popstar with Andrew Samberg and the other guys from the Island movie.
Lonely Island.
The Mystic Islands.
But no, you were in Popstar.
Yeah.
Was it a very brief segment? What exactly
What it was?
happened?
I was in it briefly when I got around to watching the film. I didn't watch it until like about a year after it came out. But I was there like every day. I felt like I was doing a good job. Didn't make it. Didn't really make it into the film.
You were written as the main character too.
Yeah,
which
it
is
was.
weird.
Yeah.
If everything you filmed was put into that movie, how many minutes do you think you would take up? How much screen time do you think you have?
Probably a lot. We were encouraged. It was a really, really great job actually, because we were all encouraged to improvise and make each other laugh and stuff like that. And I'm sure that there's so much footage. Like all films, like you overshoot everything, you do things, but everything. The camera was just always rolling, and the takes were really long as well. But they were great people to work with, and it was exciting. And I was making a film in Hollywood, which is sort of where you want to be if you're an actor.
Is that what your first time in Hollywood making a film?
Yeah, in Hollywood.
Oh,
yeah,
that's pretty
definitely.
cool.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, you know what, James? That whole story reminds me exactly of Steve and how he really likes to kind of cut out just about everything that me and Kip think is funny. While we're all shooting too, Steve will also think it's really funny, and then for some reason, I get the notification later in that day that the video's up, and I watch it, and there had been about 8 really good bits that were cut.
Well, a lot like movies.
For some reason, he just likes to cut off a good chunk of a video when it could just be 2 or 3 minutes longer.
And I think, movies and YouTube are very similar. I think we overshoot. So it's...
I don't think you're a very good editor.
Well, that's why Autumn has edited every video for the past 2 years.
You're right. So I think it's Autumn's fault.
Yeah. And I just am curious if
you're just learning.
Are there
right?
any bits? I started learning iMovie a couple days ago. Are there any bits in particular that you can think of that I cut out that you're upset about?
Not anymore. Forgot they existed.
See, they weren't important.
How does
Yes, they were. I remember them all.
How does this work? Why do you get to call these sort of shots?
Because
Put you
I
in charge.
made this.
Oh, is that it?
Oh, I spit.
What do you mean? Why do I get to call the shots?
Yeah. Is it not? Yeah. Is it ultimately your decision? Like, a genuine question. Is it your decision to? Do you have the final say on these creative decisions, or is it more collaborative effort?
I
can imagine maybe not leaving Kib with too many responsibilities.
Oh God, you're right on the ticket.
I think we all try to be as collaborative as possible. But if it's like I'm here until like 10 p.m. and then until sometimes like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Like trying to get videos done. And if something's just not clicking and it doesn't, if it's just too much for the video, even if it's a funny bit, like I'll cut it out. And I was doing a content creators panel at RTX Sydney that I think it was Jeff Ramsey was on it. And he was mentioning one of the most important things he learned working with Bernie was that Bernie, his baby exactly, his baby was red versus blue. And Jeff would be in the editing room with them watching him, cut the stuff that they just made, which they're so proud of all the time. And he would just cut stuff. And Jeff would be like, why? That was really funny. He's like, it doesn't fit the narrative, but if it's really worth it, it'll find its way into a video later on. And that's happened before too. Like things that I've cut, we've done over, and like we cut that whole roast it video, but that was one that we all agreed on pretty much. But even still, like we had bits of roasting later on with using some of the same jokes that we did in that. So it all does eventually come out.
And I ultimately do trust your creative decisions and all that. And I think that like, as time's gone on and like more recently, it has been a lot more like collaboratively. Like you'd be like, hey, check this out, and we come over to the computer and like you're like, show this, and I'm just like, oh, that might go good there or whatever. And then he's like, yeah, oh yeah, good, and shit like that. So and I appreciate that you have enough like faith in Kib and I to be like decisions we might make that are creatively. You're like, yeah, that's a good idea and shit. Like that it isn't all on your back.
I'm looking forward to do that someday.
Ruin me.
Are you banking on them just sort of eventually getting bored?
Of this,
of you saying, hey, come over, do you want to come look at this? So the first couple of times they'll go, yeah, oh yeah, I think we should do this. And then, when it is 10 o'clock at night and you go, oh, well, I'm doing some editing, do you want to be a part of it? They go, oh no.
Oh no, there's no one here.
Just you.
Yeah. That's why I never have to worry about that. What was I going to say?
Well, that's it. I suppose that's why you get to make those decisions, because if you're here...
Yeah, that's true.
Did you hear him, James?
No, I said if you're hair, but I said it in an Australian accent.
If you
If you're here,
no.
what's
I
that?
forgot today. There's no smell, but there's.
No, you're good.
I'm all right.
Steve doesn't wear deodorant for some reason. I think he's just forgetful.
Well, at home I don't have man deodorant, so I have to use Alyssa's, and sometimes in the morning I don't feel like being a flower boy, so then I come to the office and then I forget here.
Tyler, the Creator's a flower boy.
Yeah, and he loves white boys that look like Richard Phoenix. River Phoenix.
Richard. The youngest brother.
So
The other Phoenix.
I'm gonna ask you a bunch of questions in a very quick session, okay?
Yeah,
Do you say math or maths?
maths.
What? Why?
Because it's mathematics. It's plural.
Maths. So, but math is short for mathematics.
Ooh,
So
wow.
that's. I never thought of it like that. I'll be honest. I
Holy
was trying to
shit.
like come up with why the reason not to. That's insane. Okay, so you've answered that one immediately. That makes a lot of sense.
You've changed me.
There you go.
Question number 2: Who is more needlessly idolized, British royalty or the Kardashians?
Probably. Well, obviously the Kardashians.
Are they though?
Oh, not. Yeah, they are. Yeah. Yeah.
Is it because you're simply saying that because there are more people in the United States?
No, I think they're. They're a dangerous aspiration to want to sort of work towards. To if you're young and you're setting those goals of just being in a sex film and then being famous off the back of it, which is great because everyone's forgotten about that. But let's not forget that.
I haven't watched it
But
last
what
night.
are British royalty people famous for?
Again, sex films.
Sex films? And you know what? They have another thing in common with the Kardashians. They kill people.
Oh, well, they're also all reptilians.
Or I guess that's the Jenners.
Yeah.
Same difference, though. Follow-up question. Who is more...
Who did they kill?
Caitlyn Jenner ran over someone.
She ran
When?
over that. In
Long
the
time
car.
ago. They made fun of it for a whole season in South Park. Still do.
Caitlyn or Bruce?
Caitlyn. Well, aren't they one and the same?
Depends on how you look at it.
For sure.
Is she circumcised?
At one point in her life.
That's a good question.
She's been
I wonder.
circumcised.
I wonder if I mean, I don't remember if they said that she got her penis removed, but if she didn't, or if she did, I wonder
No,
if
she
it's,
did. She's fully transitioned.
So I wonder if it's easier to have it removed if you were circumcised. Probably doesn't matter either way because
I
they
think
just
just snip it from the base.
follow.
No, they do some sort of surgery where they flip it inside out, don't they? Seriously,
Couldn't
don't
tell
they
you. I have no idea.
internalize it?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. They internalize it. They just think about it a lot, and they're like, I don't know. Who's more powerful, the Kardashians or British royalty?
The British royalty.
Why do you say that? We have a lot of power here over the youth. You know, a lot of decisions are made.
Yeah, but if you're talking about actual power,
I didn't think they actually had power.
I think the Queen is the most famous woman in the world. She's the most recognised.
Have you met Obama?
Freddie Mercury is the most recognised woman in the world.
Yeah, no, that guy's fucking crazy. He's just like, he just chimes in too much though. Can you believe they're making a movie about him and they're not including anything really about? I don't know if that's exactly true, but I'm pretty sure it is. They're shying away from the HIV side of it.
That seems
Because
impossible.
it's just such a taboo subject these days.
Yeah.
These days,
Nobody wants to talk about AIDS these days. It's still new and
I feel like
fresh and hurts.
They never caught that monkey.
Oh god.
No, didn't you see Contagion?
Oh, you're right. It was Gwyneth Paltrow. No, I feel like it's gonna be one of those things. And again, I don't know much about the movie or like what how they're taking the story, but it's probably gonna be one of those things where the entire movie has nothing to do with that, and then within like the last 10, 15 minutes, it's like, and then this happens, and then he dies. You know, so they're not trying to make that a big part of the struggle. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm saying that's probably how they're gonna do it if they don't want to include a lot of
I just did
that.
some really quiet burps then, so if you turn my mic up.
Oh, that's tough, dude.
Dude, there was a funny part where I sneezed into the mic one time. Scared the shit out of Dree.
Oh, that was awful, especially because I kept having to play it over in editing, and it scared me just the same, even though I knew it was coming. I thought it was Downtown Abbey.
Downtown Abbey.
Yeah, that was question number 3. Question number 4. Do you have the phone numbers of anyone in One Direction?
Yeah, I think so. I think I've got Harry Styles and Niles.
Do they ever respond? Do you guys
No,
like, if you texted him, do you think he'd respond?
I've not texted them. I don't know what I don't know what I'd say to them.
You've
Okay.
never texted them, but you have their phone numbers.
Yeah.
So they're like, here's my phone number.
Yeah, and then because they're just nice people, and they gave me their phone numbers with the intention to let's go for
Like
a
hang
pint
out
or
and
something.
yeah.
but it's just, they're superstars, so it's difficult to.
If you were to contact Harry Styles,
like you guys, it's difficult to pin them down.
No. If you were to contact Harry Styles right now, just out of the blue, how do you think you would do it? What do you think you'd say?
I think I would say, no. Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah, what would I say?
You say, "Hey, it's James."
Hey, it's James. You go, who? James Buckley.
Who?
They'd be like, "Who? James Buckley?" You'd be like, "Yeah." Oh, what's up, man?
The guy from the Inbetweeners. Which one? And that's how that conversation would go, basically.
I was almost in Dunkirk, You
was almost in Dunkirk.
Sorry, I was still continuing the conversation on the phone.
Do you want me to ask one?
Oh, sorry.
You can ask this one.
Number 5?
Sure. Oh, this is you'll need the context for this, so you want me to do it. I'll give you the next one.
Yeah.
So I read a quote from an interview that you did.
Yeah.
You said, "I should be on TV more, but I'm not because I'm very stubborn, and it will inevitably kill me off professionally." So that leads me to the follow-up question.
Yeah.
What are you doing on YouTube?
What do you mean?
So you thought that doing more TV would kill you professionally? So
well, that's it, really. Yeah. In your argument, what's your
my argument is that it seems like what you want to be doing are movies.
Well,
right?
no. The point I was making was that I wasn't particularly interested in being famous or being recognised, and I only do things if I want to do them. Like if I get a script and I get offered something, the first thing I ask myself is literally, will this be fun? And if it's yes, and then I go, it could be fun, it could be an experience, and then you sort of think, what do I think about the part? Like I always say, will it be fun first? Will I enjoy doing this?
So what did you think about the script I sent you?
It was really good.
I have a sort of a follow-up question for that.
What point was I trying to make at all?
No,
but then you were saying, what are you doing on YouTube?
Yeah,
in a way
but you think it's fun.
That's it. Yeah, that's all it is. It's not because you have to. The phrase is play the game, and you have to get Harry Styles' number and then become friends with him and then hang out with him and then I don't know. Maybe that you get. I've never been paparazzi'd or pictured coming out of a club or anything like that because I don't do that in my life. And those things are always contrived and they're always.
That's got to be nice because then you're probably at that level of fame where if someone comes up to you, they're like, "Are you James Buckley from the Inbetweeners?" And you went, "No." They'd be like, "Oh, okay."
No, not back home. People just
always
know who you are. But I'm very, very lucky in that everyone back home just loves that show.
Mm-hmm.
So no one has ever come up to me and has been a dick. It's just that show was such a small little show on a
2 years, right? Or 3?
We did 3 series, but it was on a what you'd call a cable channel.
Oh, okay, so you see reruns all the time.
It's on TV every night. Yeah, at the moment.
That's crazy.
But
do you still get residual? Fucking pound that shit, dude.
And
oh God, no.
But it's
never got paid.
They took everything from me.
It became big because people watched it.
Yeah.
And so we always feel like gonna burp.
You got it.
Is that how it became?
No, not. We feel like that people support us like they would like a sports team or something like that. They want us to do well. They want us to. They'll get excited when they see us, and we sort of belong to those fans in a way. Like I'd never ever. If someone bumps into me on the street and says, "Oh, hello," I would happily. You want to talk about the Inbetweeners? I'd love to. You want to have a picture? Great. I'd love it.
Has there ever been a situation where someone came up to you and maybe just caught you in a bad mood? And because you always hear about like negative celebrity stories where someone, like a celebrity's out to dinner or some bullshit, and someone comes up to them and like not necessarily harasses them, but they're more upfront than they should be, and then suddenly they have a story about that celebrity and they're like, oh, it turns out they're an asshole, when really it's just
like, don't ever go up to anyone having dinner.
Yeah, that's a shame, because sometimes you're not having a good day. And also, I'm not, if I'm on my own, then I'll indulge someone all the time. If I'm with my kids or my wife, I find it a little bit, I don't know, I just feel, I don't know why I feel, but I feel really protective of my kids. Like no one's ever seen my kids or anything like that. Like, I
haven't even seen them. We've known you for years.
Well, obviously, when you have kids and you're sort of a bit famous, people want to do magazine spreads and they offer you a load of money. And
they want you to do a spread, like a Playboy spread,
well, no.
gaping.
What kids are you talking about?
Oh no! Oh god!
But you know, I've never used my kids to. I've never used anything apart from talking about if I've got a film or a TV show to come out to be in a magazine or a podcast.
And like that's what ideally you're being asked about.
Yeah, but
is the work you're doing.
But what it does is it will it won't make you as famous as you could be, and you won't get as many jobs as you probably should do. So I am just because I'm stubborn, like because I want to do things, but I want to do things in what I consider the right way. Whether it is right or wrong, I don't know. But inevitably, what will happen is people will just forget about me, and I'll drag my wife and kids down with me.
Well, you still have residual, so that's
still got that.
You can do whatever you want.
God.
So I was the sort of a question that combines what you're saying about picking up projects that are fun and not being able to, or I guess it just relates to that. But what are projects that you've declined because what's a huge project or something that you
honestly can't remember, but I know there is some. I know there's a few parts that I've said no to because I just thought that it was rubbish, but I honestly forget them. Like they just become. You just move on.
So it's not the whole
away.
Piece; it's like the specific part that you're given.
Yeah, it'll be the part, or if there's someone else in it who I don't particularly respect, who might be huge and famous and earning $20 million a movie, and they say, "Oh, do you want to be in a movie with this person?" And I will go, "Well, they haven't done anything that I like, and I don't want to." What
is the difference between? Is there like a UK Hollywood?
Not really.
So what did you do for Inbetweeners? Like who's?
Well, that was it. We have independent studios. We do
BBC
have
and
yeah. So the movie was made with Channel 4.
Channel 4, okay. They did the new show, The End of the Fucking World, right? Or was that BBC?
The End of the Fucking World?
Yeah.
Oh, they might have done.
Yeah.
They did Skins, right? Channel
what was
4?
that?
They did Skins.
Yeah, I was in Skins.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
For about 30 seconds.
The American one's really bad.
Speaking of which, there's an American Inbetweeners.
Yeah.
Really?
Which there's I'll that's a Twitter question that for later on, but I'm very curious about that. But don't say anything. Okay. I can't have you say anything yet.
A boring answer.
Do I have a question?
Yeah, right here.
I got
good.
a question for you.
Number 6. This is actually one that we were talking about earlier.
This is one I actually really wanted to watch. So, James.
Oh, you have to mention the movie too.
You were You were in a film called Charlie Countryman.
Yes.
Which starred Shia LaBeouf.
Yes.
What was it like working with him?
Genuinely one of the most interesting jobs I've ever done. It was really interesting. It wasn't... Shia LaBeouf is an amazing actor, and I don't think he gets enough credit because he's really, really talented, and all he cares about is being a good actor and doing the job as best as he thinks he can. Okay, so while we were doing this, he was quite method. The film was set in either Bucharest or Budapest.
He did.
I think it was
acid
Bucharest.
for it, didn't he?
Who can say?
No, I think that's like a known thing that he did LSD for that role.
Oh,
yeah, he did.
cool.
Yeah,
so or like maybe even while they were filming.
It was a scene with me, Rupert Grint, and Shia LaBeouf, and we were all supposed to be on acid.
Mm.
And so he took acid to be in that scene.
Oh my God! So he was on acid while you guys were doing that scene?
So imagine like someone coming into this office on acid, and you're trying to work with them.
How did he remember his lines?
He didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess did they write in the script just improv this shit?
No, because there was a script.
They're not our scripts, dude, where we have a name and then empty dialogue.
So was the scene nothing like how it was written?
So what it was what we had to do was we had to shoot him out. So we shot all his we shot his close-ups, and we had to shepherd him through the script. So we were literally saying things like, "Yeah, and how did that make you feel? I bet it made you want to do this." And then he'd go, "Oh, yeah, it made me want to do it." Like we were basically saying his lines before he said it.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like a really great way to work.
Seems like there's a limit to how much you need to do method acting.
But in his defence, he was doing what he thought was right. And I still respect him for that. And I still know that all he cared about was trying to make it as good as he possibly could. And that was what he wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't,
you can't knock him for that.
No.
And it's like, how much time did that take up? How high are you on acid for how long?
It was a day.
It's like a
about
6
day.
hour.
Dear God.
Oh,
So
it's
that
a
ruins a
long
day of
time.
shooting, probably?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I just had a kid, and I was quite annoyed. In hindsight, now that I've calmed down
You just had a kid
bit,
when you were filming.
As I say, I think I understand what he was doing, but on the day I was threatening to go home because I was like, I'm fucking wasting my time here.
Wow.
But he was a nice guy, nothing horrible about him, nothing nasty about him, a real good guy that just wanted to do what he thought was right to make the thing make the film and
It
the
was an
project
honest mistake, I guess.
I don't know if it was a mistake because I think the scene was quite good. So maybe he was right. I don't know. It's not how I would go about because
Right.
he was very. I think he'd just done a film with Tom Hardy, and I think Tom Hardy's very.
That was the war movie.
Yeah, no,
Fury?
that was with
No,
Brad
that's Brad
Pitt.
Pitt.
The cowboy movie.
It was the bootlegging.
Yeah.
Limitless. Yeah, Limitless.
And
No, I'm sorry.
Lawless.
Lawless. Limitless.
and I think Tom Hardy's very much method, always in character.
Oh, cool.
And so I think he brought that with him to this project. But I've always thought that the method or method acting was that what you would do is you would, in a controlled space, if you wanted to have a real authentic portrayal of taking drugs for a film, like a few days before that, you'd maybe set up a video camera in your hotel room or whatever, take some drugs, record the experience, remember the experience, and use that to recall, so you can not just be a guy on drugs.
Yeah, that seems more stable, for sure.
Yeah, it allows you to draw what will play in that scene from how you actually felt during that.
Because if he won an Oscar for that, I'd have been like, that's
just
not
take
acting.
drugs.
I
Yeah.
could do that if you want me to.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. and I forget who said it. I feel like it might have been like Gary Oldman or something. It wasn't. It was someone saying how like they were asked about method acting, and they were like,
Just that.
it might have been about the fucking. You know what? Might have
Daniel
been.
Day-Lewis?
No, it might have been Paul Giamatti talking about Jim Carrey with Man on the Moon.
Man on
Oh,
the
yeah.
Moon.
And I think he might be all wrong.
Jim and Andy.
Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah.
It was great. But he was basically
Scary.
like, I don't get like why he's doing this. It's called acting. Like you go in and you act.
Is the door? Come on in. What?
Are we gonna get a shot now?
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing, bro? Hey, what is this business? Like, what's this shit? Y'all filming movies?
We are.
Can I come in and see this?
No, I have to pee.
I got a shit.
That's awesome,
Can I use your bathroom?
We don't have one. We have to the bathroom.
Can you open it up for me?
Ah.
I'll go first, bro.
Wow.
Wow.
So I've answered the door. It was a man asking if we do movies here. Simple answer is, I wish. But before we continue,
Yeah.
James,
Go on.
we have another sponsor.
What did you do to your wrist?
That was when I fell off a bicycle and my bone popped through.
Oh.
So our next sponsor is Quip. Thank you, Quip, for sponsoring this podcast. When it comes to your health, brushing your teeth is one of the most important parts of the day. Quip knows that. They've combined dentistry and design to make a better electric toothbrush.
I'm British.
Yeah, you've never brushed. Quip is the new electric toothbrush that packs just the right amount of vibrations into a slimmer design at a fraction of the cost of bulkier traditional electric brushes. So check this out, James. Guiding pulses alert you when to switch sides. Can you believe that? And it makes brushing the right amount effortless. Quip also comes with a mount that suctions right to your mirror and unsticks to use as a cover for hygienic travel anywhere. Whether it's going in your gym bag or carry-on, it sounds just like that. And because the thing that cleans your mouth should also be clean, Quip's subscription plan refreshes your brush on a dentist-recommended schedule, delivering new brush heads every 3 months for just $5, including free shipping worldwide. I need to actually change my toothbrush out. Quip is backed by a network of over 10,000 dental professionals, including dentists, hygienists, and dental students. Most toothbrushes don't get named one of Time Magazine's best inventions of the year, but Quip did. Find out why for yourself.
Prestigious.
Certainly is. Quip starts at just $25, and if you go to getquip.com/pine right now, you'll get your first refill pack free with a Quip electric toothbrush. That's your first refill pack free at getquip.com/pine. That's spelled GETQUIP.com/pine. Thank you, Quip, for sponsoring this podcast, and now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Can't believe that guy came to the door.
I can't. This place is awful.
Oh yeah, but still.
Very true.
I should have pulled out my Glock 55 on him.
Your 55 caliber Glock machine gun.
Bullets about this big, this wide.
Oh, yeah. Good thing we already skipped to question 8, which was at what age is it safe to be uncircumcised? At what age is it safe?
A follow-up.
Oh, yeah. And then I wrote follow-up reactions to your penis. Okay, let's actually, let's get into it.
God, dude, you're ruining this for me.
How are you going to cut this with one camera?
You know, this is an interesting
Go on.
question that I didn't finish.
Also, that was an interesting question, James. How are you going to cut this with one camera?
Jamie's going to have to figure it out. Maybe do push-ins. Do you want to read question number 8?
Sure. So this one is more of a statement.
Sure.
So you've probably heard of everything surrounding Logan Paul by now. No, that was a question.
Comma.
Comma.
I didn't finish it because I couldn't think of what to say.
Yeah.
Just a simple yes or no.
I think no. I've said
Okay,
it before.
let's move
I think if you ignore these people, they go away. I don't think we're doing any favors by talking about
Kind of like the
these
boogeyman.
people.
I mean, who says I want him to go away?
The boogeyman?
Very
Logan Paul.
assumatentry of you, dude. We're going to move on to...
Wasn't he Crocodile Dundee?
No, you're thinking of...
Paul
Wait.
Hogan.
Yeah, you're thinking of
Paul Hogan,
Paul
yeah.
Hogan.
Close, though. Wait, who's Paul Hogan?
Crocodile Dundee.
Actual Crocodile Dundee? Or...
Mick Dundee, yeah.
Did you know that so they were doing all these promotional ads for the new Crocodile Dundee movie?
Yeah.
It's not real.
No, it was just an
advertisement for Australia.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? That was so smart.
Wow, that's racist.
Yeah, it was very racist. We are moving on to questions that we asked people to ask you on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
So these are people that I assume watch our videos who probably are very... I mean, I think they all have a lot of interesting things they want to ask of you.
Is that person's name the real sea slut? No.
That's the real Sam Short. The real sea slut. This one comes from _Abby Mary. I'm sure you've answered this plenty of times. Is the Inbetweeners, if the Inbetweeners is ever coming back in any form?
Is that the question?
If
the Inbetweeners is
because I asked him, what do you want me to ask him? And so they responded, if the Inbetweeners is...
Oh, right. Okay.
So how about you take a minute to reword the questions?
Okay, fine. I'll do it right now. Are you ever coming back?
No.
Never.
No.
Not a chance.
No.
Not in the world?
We took it as far as we could go, I think.
That's
Really?
smart to stop when you should.
Well, they did 2 movies.
People might argue that we should
No, I
have
mean,
stopped
like-
a bit sooner.
Right.
Really?
I'm saying, so they did 2 movies, so stop where you think you should stop, right?
Yeah.
The movies came after the show, right?
Yes.
So how long after the show? Was it like a year after or so?
I think it was a year after maybe the first series ended, and then that was, we were supposed to do one movie, and we were like, that is it. Like we don't want to do any more. And then people still ask us today to do more, but people seem to still be interested in it. We thought we had a really good idea. I say we, the writers thought they had a really good idea about sending us to Australia, and that sounded really fun, and we love each other, and we love working together. So we sort of ran out of reasons why not to do it. But now we just are too young, because I think if those characters aren't young and naive and stupid, I think they're a whole different thing.
You guys, have a whole other... That'd be cool, though. I would love to see... Although, this is totally unrelated.
You've not seen The Inbetweeners.
I watched a bunch of clips.
Oh, okay.
And the funny thing is,
Oh, so
I've
you
actually
have seen it then.
I've seen clips of the Inbetweeners before, and
Right.
that's because your face is very recognizable.
Thank you.
And and not in a bad way. I mean, like, it's just there's certain people where you're like, oh, I've seen him.
You're very
Right.
peachy.
Yeah. That's the way I describe it. Have you seen the IT Crowd?
Yeah, of course I have.
That's
Yeah. Graham Linehan, Richard Ayoade.
That's my absolute favorite comedy show that's ever
Brilliant.
existed.
Well, you should watch a show called Father Ted.
What's that?
Because it's the show that Graham Linehan, who wrote the IT Crowd before the IT Crowd, and it's about a Catholic parish on an island.
Does it have Richard Ayoade in it?
It doesn't have Richard Ayoade in it.
That's kind of like my
Unfortunately.
main reason I like IT Crowd.
He's brilliant.
Have you ever met him? God.
Okay, oh.
Oh, that's probably people that we know.
I hope so. Oh no! Am I being all right?
Yeah,
I just wish I
was better, like a better interviewer.
No, this is.
I'm having fun.
Yeah, I've been interviewed a lot of times, and it's usually not as engaging and as fun.
I'd say probably you don't
This is always much better to do stuff like this.
You may be biased because you've met us before. We're friends. So that's,
Are we friends?
do you mean it?
Yeah.
I don't know. You say it first. I wish you were in LA forever.
Me too, mate. That's the plan. It's just if I didn't have
our Danny DeVito, man.
if I didn't have a family, thanks.
No, you know that like from It's Always Sunny. They have Danny DeVito.
I've not watched It's Always Sunny, and people
Oh,
keep
Max,
saying,
you would like it?
I've had this
Are
conversation.
you doing the podcast right now?
What?
Are you doing the podcast?
No, I've just had this conversation so many times.
And we're back again. James, I have a very important question for you to ask other James. It's right there, so make sure to say the Twitter name.
So this is from Bell Almond.
Sure.
What that mouth do?
What?
Have you been asked that before?
No.
What that
does
mouth
mean?
do?
I've
What that
not
mouth
heard
do, dude?
I've not heard that.
You've never heard what that mouth do?
No. What's it a reference to?
Have you ever heard make that ass
Here,
clap?
how about this?
No. Make that ass clap.
What's that mouth do?
No.
I think Nick
No?
might be right outside.
All right, never mind. Moving on.
Nope.
Aren't we?
I've not heard any of those.
You've never heard make that ass clap, or
Well, like a hand.
have you heard of ass to mouth resuscitation?
I've heard of bass to mouth from an episode of South Park.
I've never heard bass to mouth.
Yeah.
I've never heard that
from
at
the
all.
gay fish one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Kanye one. Oh, this is a one from @StevenSuptic. What'd you get? What'd you get? Me for my birthday?
What do you want?
I'll give you the answer. It's a trick question. A new friend.
How old were you? How old were you on your birthday? How old were you?
Now
on
I'm
your
25.
birthday? Yeah, but how old were you on your birthday?
I was 24.
On your birthday?
Oh, on my birthday.
Yeah.
Who's buried in Grant's tomb, dude? My God. I thought you were trying to like have a real friend conversation. You know, have a happy one.
No, you're 25. That's amazing.
Do you celebrate birthdays?
Yeah, of course we do.
Oh, of course.
He meant you personally because he doesn't.
Yeah.
Give them social
No, to
anxiety.
be fair, yeah, no, maybe not. As you get older,
No, I was
they
trying to
do,
punch you.
they do, as you get older, they do become more nothing, don't they? You're so back home. 18's a big birthday because you can drink legally.
And fuck.
Yes, well, you can do that from the age of 16.
Oh,
I think your birthday should really just be more of a celebration for your mom than anything, because that's tough.
I use it as an excuse to
Fuck
drink.
yeah.
Every day's my birthday, baby.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm drunk. I got a question for you.
Go on.
It's from Twitter handle
It's good.
the real Sam Short. What's your opinion on the US remake of the Inbetweeners?
Yeah, see, I get asked this all the time, and I've not
All the time.
I've not seen it.
You haven't seen
Oh,
it?
come on. Well, let's watch a clip from it. I've got one pulled up right here.
Well, it's too. It's not very nice. I don't enjoy it because.
But you haven't seen it.
Well, I've seen an advert for it,
Okay.
a commercial. Do you say advert here?
No,
Sure.
God no.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
I know what you meant.
Yeah, and
I thought you meant a fucking poster.
I watched it, and there's another guy like playing my part and stuff. And
What's his name?
I can't remember his name. We follow each other on Twitter, and he seems like a nice.
Steve Buscemi.
You're having a laugh, aren't you?
What does that mean?
Are you saying I look like Steve Buscemi? Is
No,
that
I'm
what that joke
saying
is?
old Steve Buscemi looks like a young you.
No. Oh, you want me to answer that?
You have. You have a bit of Buscemi about you.
Yeah, the eyes are too far apart, and they're like,
Yeah. You know, in Boardwalk
like fetal alcohol
Empire-
syndrome eyes.
What?
I have fetal like alcohol syndrome eyes.
Is that a thing?
I mean, it's my thing.
Oh.
What happens in the womb is the head gets
Hammerhead.
the
Hammerhead.
yeah,
sharp eyes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hammer hard shake beats ISIS.
Go Pikachu.
Go ISIS.
Right, I did just take offence to you saying that I look like Steve Buscemi. That's
No,
what
I know
was
you
like.
did. I didn't mean it.
No, but it's just coming from you. If James had said it, I would have gone, oh, very funny.
Oh, because
It's
James
just-
is prettier than me?
Well, no, I'm not saying Steve Buscemi's not a good-looking guy,
But he's not.
but it's universally sort of agreed that he's not.
Look, I need to admit to you, I don't know why I picked Steve Buscemi. You
This
look
is a
nothing
random
like
fucking
him.
name.
God.
But
Let me think what American guy.
I thought it'd be the funniest thing to
actually,
say
right.
to replace you.
Okay, speaking of being ugly. Okay, so I went for an audition yesterday, and I was telling you about it. That I got that I got pissed off with this.
You straight it and then turn your head.
So the part I was going for was like a little geeky nerd, and I was thinking, oh, I wonder if they're gonna, they're gonna do like Hollywood ugly. Well, they'll get someone like
Chris
like,
Evans.
Evan Peters. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's fucking
He's handsome.
cool.
He's handsome as well. But when you put him on television,
When you make him a school shooter.
he can play like those sort of like nerdy parts and stuff as well. But if you saw him on the street, you just go, well, that's a good looking guy. He's Hollywood ugly, right?
Yeah.
So I was thinking, are they going to want to go for genuine ugly, or are they going to go for like Hollywood ugly? Anyway, I turned up to this casting.
Stop fishing, dude.
I turned up to this casting. It was like fucking. I thought I was auditioning for Lord of the Rings or something. Some of the weirdest looking guys had turned up for this audition. So first of all, I was like, oh, thank God, they're not going for like conventionally good looking guys.
Yeah.
And then I went, oh no, am I? Is this my bracket?
What do you want? What do you want?
I don't know. I ended up walking out of the audition anyway because I wasn't happy with.
Wait, you auditioned for the American version of Inbetweeners?
No, I was talking about an audition that I went for yesterday.
Listen.
Sorry, I was imagining a really funny
But
scenario.
no, back to the Inbetweeners thing.
Yeah.
Back to the Inbetweeners thing. I think I'm rubbish at a lot of stuff, and I find even the most normal things very, very difficult. The one thing I was good at was being Jay from the Inbetweeners. So when you see someone else doing it, you're sort of a bit like,
Yeah. At least they do it badly, from what I hear. Actually, I haven't heard anything about it. I didn't know there was an American.
I haven't heard anything good about it.
I think what it was.
Can I look up on IMDb what?
For certain.
The language was so important because it was a lot of cursing, but that's how young men talk, and they tried to get rid of all of that for this show.
So it sort of went the opposite direction of
It was
how The
weird what I
Office
doing
was.
there, wasn't it? I
No.
was just getting over all those donuts I've been eating.
I
Dude,
just keep
I'm
worried that every
fucking
time we move that
ripped.
mic, they're going to fall off.
Don't worry about them, and don't worry about the mic. I've got it. Look,
Don't worry about the mic.
I've got good mic technique.
This one's from...
Do you know mic technique?
Is that a hip-hop artist? Is it actually?
I mean, it's gotta be.
Mike Technique. There's...
If you're an up-and-coming hip-hop artist, call yourself Mic Technique.
Who's that guy from... Nick...
MC Hammer?
what's that?
Nick
What's that
Cross?
group that we were just talking about earlier?
Nick Drake.
With Kevin Abstract. He's the main guy. He's the rap group. You know?
D12?
That you didn't realize there was a group of people?
Oh, fucking Brockhampton.
Yeah, Brockhampton. There's like Mark Champion or something there.
Oh my
Doesn't
God.
With how bad are reviews?
Has a 3.
Is that you? Is this you in the show?
Yeah.
Oh!
Well, hang on. He's a nice guy. He's a...
Wait, hold
Oh
on.
yeah, I shouldn't have done that.
he's
That was very
hold on,
mean.
Yeah, he's a really funny...
I just want to say,
man.
I haven't seen the show. Has a 3.3 out of 10.
Mm.
Yours has
Is
like
it-
an 8.8 out of 10.
Well, we won then, didn't
Yeah,
we?
by a lot.
So it's the opposite, yeah, of how the Office
The British
went.
beat the Americans.
Yeah,
Finally.
opposite of the Office though.
Tay Doughboy asks,
Good name.
and this one's very actually.
Oh, Bruce
this one's
Green's in
really
it.
important. Have you ever worked, with a camera that shoots raw? God, you keep spitting on my arm. Don't rub it this time. Stop rubbing the spit.
Do you know what it is? It's because we're still close to those donuts. And
Yeah.
I'm still thinking...
Salivating.
You and me both, sister.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question, and that's sort of why I've started this YouTube thing as well, because I do want to learn more about equipment and about the technology and stuff that goes into actually creating stuff.
We can teach you 5 things. So if you stay here over the course of the next
That's initially why I wanted to meet you guys and why I didn't leave the office that other afternoon while you were trying to work. Because I was honestly just interested in seeing how you went about your business.
Well, your company is always appreciated. Very much so.
Yeah. Your company's interest in our
Give me my
company.
card.
Do you want to ask this one?
I thought you were just watching me play Pokemon the whole time.
I know, yeah. I quickly learned that you were spending about 6 hours trying to do something.
Dude, I
that
always do
wasn't
the same
working.
fucking thing.
And James was just playing Pokemon on the PC.
It was really unproductive because nothing got done from what I was doing, and James just was playing Pokemon.
I caught Rayquaza. I had a quick comment to make before when you were asked about the American Inbetweeners.
Yeah.
Because and you were saying how you're happy with where you guys stopped, like in the story and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Because you didn't want to like oversaturate it and whatnot.
I think I honestly, if I could just stay like 19 forever,
Yeah.
I would just do it forever because it was really good fun, and I was with my friends, and it was the best job. It was brilliant. People loved us doing it, but like I'm the youngest out of the other boys. Look at the fucking state of me.
Yeah.
And we were playing
Christ.
recently graduated school kids.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're experiencing that age where like your friends start to die.
A little bit, yeah. I mean,
I was actually gonna. I was still in it.
yeah.
So I don't know if you guys heard, but they're actually bringing back The Office.
No, no.
The American Office.
No.
I don't know if it's confirmed.
I've never.
I don't know if it's
watched it.
confirmed.
I've never watched
but it's
The
gonna
American
be.
Office.
It's great.
With Steve Carell.
The British Office is
No,
perfect.
I don't
There's
think
no
Dwight's
way
gonna
of,
be in it either.
There's no way of.
I think it's gonna be like that branch.
Same writers.
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
Same branch, just like what?
Actually, I'm sorry.
Some years later.
I mean, I'll be honest. even The Office at its worst seasons was still better
It's still
than most
great.
TV today. So I wouldn't mind that.
I should actually say, for potential job, for potential work-wise, that I love The American Office.
You don't smell that? Sorry, for audio listeners, James shit his pants and wafted
Can
it
you
over.
just clarify which James?
Both at the same time. They've coordinated.
It's also
2,
weird
3.
as well because no one calls me Jones.
What do
What
they call you, Jimbo?
Just Buckley.
Bucker.
Really, they call you Buckley?
Buckley, yeah. No one's ever called me Jones.
You know, my fiance had a dog named Buckley, and it made it to 1 year old. It's sad that that's a true story.
Is it because of the name?
It had a terrible health condition, and it was the cutest dog I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Died.
Being fucked to death. Go on.
Yeah, dude, that's one of my favorite things about Alyssa. She's a
I'm
fucking
having a heart
freak.
attack. What? Lauren?
We only have a couple more questions to ask you,
Yeah.
but
Read one?
they're very important.
Yeah.
Did you do the last one, or did I do it?
I'm not going to ask the one that you're.
Well,
about
this
to
one,
ask.
this
That's
one, I
clearly
already got
yours.
the answer from that. You don't play Overwatch, so that's not
Okay, I'll ask
useless.
that one.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think it's really cute. I think it's a really cute question that you're really going to enjoy.
Oh, Ask
It's
Tiny.
beautiful.
This is from a user called Ask Tiny Steve. Just Steve's dick's Twitter.
Is that true?
Holy shit, dude.
Burned. All right, so Buckley,
Yeah. Go on.
Sorry. That was funny.
was it?
Yeah.
Or are
I
you
liked it. I
riffing?
think it's funny, but I also was offended.
Are you leading me on? Are you
Well, your
teasing?
dick is always tinier than you.
Well, you know what?
Oh, dude.
That's a
Dude.
Bigger than you.
Dude, remember that conspiracy theory talk we were having the other
What was
all
that?
the time?
The what?
Remember that conspiracy theory conversation we were having, and how like if you get too deep into it and you
Yeah.
like lose your mind?
Yeah.
That's what just happened to me with that
When
because
the
that
fuck
was so
did this
true.
conversation? Was this when you were going to Dunkin' Donuts?
Yes, actually.
Actually, yeah.
Things got deep.
As we were walking up the
Donuts.
stairs.
My dick is bigger than me.
Is it really?
And I can use it as like a body pillow.
But sometimes I squeeze it too hard and I fucking blow my head off.
Burst.
Do you sit it in the passenger seat of the car and just drive in the carpool lane?
Yeah, and
Draw a little face on it.
Oh god, just a massive fucking dickhead with
Put a
a
cap on it.
with the most simple little smiley face on it.
You remember Bubble Buddy?
Yeah.
It's a lot like that, but it's not detachable, you know? And then eventually
Is that one
it
of
has
those
its own
things
suitcase.
with like sand at the bottom, so you could punch it and it just come back up.
There is sand at the bottom of my dick. So
So
you're
to keep
asking?
the floodwaters out.
Yeah, it's very buoyant. So I've traveled from the Atlantic to the Pacific in one fell swoop around the northern side of Cape Town.
Yeah.
Around the menorah side of Cape Town. All right, so Ask Tiny Steve says, if you were a pirate, what would your pirate name be? Arr.
I'm not answering that question. I haven't got time to fucking indulge in that shit.
Very good.
Really? If you didn't any pirate
Listen,
name,
I'm up for fun. But
come on, Buckley.
All right, Captain Buckley, Captain Buckeye. Captain Buckeye.
Captain
'Cause I've got a little squint.
Captain,
I've got a
Fuckeye.
very asymmetrical face.
Captain Fuck Eye. What's your pirate name?
Exactly. Stupid question.
Stupid?
Graboid.
No. Graboid?
Grabloid.
Graboid from Tremors. The fucking huge worms.
Is that, yeah? Are they called graboids?
Yeah, Graboids.
I tweeted once that I was watching Tremors.
What'd you think?
Right. And there's these people,
That's the best story
bless
I've ever
them,
heard.
that wrote a book about Tremors. Apparently, it's quite a big
It's a cult.
thing. Yeah, like
It's a
cult.
Tremors
cult.
is
Yeah,
huge.
yeah.
I fucking love it.
Well, yeah, no, it's a great. The first one's brilliant.
It was the first,
Yeah.
I think they
first
made
scary
3 or
movie I've
4.
ever seen.
The
as a
first,
kid.
yeah, there's like fucking 4, and then there's a new one that's like Revelation.
I was 5 years old. My
coming out.
parents showed me Tremors for the first time, and I had shadows on my walls of Graboids for like the next
That
year.
reminds me of, I think, one of the first scariest movies I'd ever seen.
Basically.
And it goes like this. It goes like this in the shadow.
Oh my god! Imagine all the Graboids as dicks.
No, I was going to say,
these people.
Okay.
I just made one reference to that film. Just saying, oh, I'm watching Tremors. Isn't that cool? Do you remember that? film?
380K.
These people who wrote a book about it and sent me a free book and stuff. And
About you watching Tremors?
no, about Tremors. They were like, oh, by the way, we've got a book on Tremors. We'd love to send it to you.
Man, this tweet really inspired us. We wrote a whole book about you watching Tremors.
That's so funny. No, actually, I was going to say, I remember being a kid and like I watched Predator for the first time, and I was really afraid in my room, and I thought I saw in my closet, like up in the top, like the camo, like the invisible
Oh,
thing.
fuck that. Dude, okay, to add on to the Predator thing, did you have like a movie store by you that you'd go to? You know, that had
Yeah.
like... I would always stay away from the section that had Predator in it as a
Really?
kid
'Cause the
because the
cover
cover
scared you?
scared the shit out of me.
I think
You
I
should stay
forget.
away from predators when you're a child.
Well, not always. Here's the thing about that.
Go on.
I wish there were actual predators just fucking around.
Oh, there's Nick.
God, this has been the worst podcast ever. Sorry, everyone. I'm mad now.
So we have one final question. James, sorry for the interruption. Nick, if you'd like to come in for a sec, you can. I guess.
For a second, fuck.
Just come in. Jesus, man. How have you been, Nick?
Ow, 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 Nick, you're hurting me.
I've been better. I just sat in
Oh,
my
this
car for
sucks
half
for
an hour
people.
in your parking lot
Why?
because you weren't answering your
Masturbating.
phone.
Wait, listen to
You
this.
could just come up to the
Nick,
door.
Nick.
So Nick, meet James.
Hi.
Hi, Nick.
Nice
Hello.
to meet you.
James, meet James. No, not you, Nick. One final question.
Yeah.
This is from @newanen. I don't know if this is something that they just made up or what, but or if you've gotten a chance to glance at it on this paper. But it says,
Yeah, I've seen it.
ask him about the poop story. He knows the one. Is there
Yeah.
actually a poop story, or what's that about?
I've probably got a few. A lot of
No,
poops.
But is there one in
you know the
particular?
There's
though.
one that I spoke about on a talk show back home.
That's not the one.
So it's if you get on to a talk show, it's a good opportunity to sort of talk about whatever projects you got coming up and stuff
God,
like
we
that.
are close now.
Yeah, we have
I
so
know.
close. I took the time to talk about the time when I shit myself, and also recently. It was like a couple of weeks before I went on this talk show.
Really?
Because I tweeted, I said, I sent this tweet out and I said, I have actually just shit myself. It's no wonder why I can't make any friends.
Hey,
And so they brought it up and said, do you want to talk about that? And that was it. So, but
And you
what
said no.
Well, you don't
No,
have to
no.
rehash the whole story, but
the story was that, and I still maintain that it's one, quite a sweet story, and two, mildly funny. So what it was I was working away, and so I was on set during the week, and I was at home at the weekends, but I don't see my kids during the week, right?
Right.
Because I have to go away to work.
Because of the custody.
So
because of the Shutter Island effect.
yes, and so it was a Sunday evening. We had this dinner because I was going away to work for the week. I wasn't going to see them for the week, and my parents were there. My sister was there. Her boyfriend was there. My wife was there. Her kids were there, and my son. I said, right, well, I've got to go now. I've got to go to work. I'll see you next week. Have a good week. I'm getting choked up just thinking about it. And my son started to get a bit upset. So I had a fart. And I was going to do that thing where I was going to go to...
Where you put your kid's face in your ass.
No, I was going to do that thing where
Peter Griffin.
I was going to do that thing where I was going to say, hey, come here and give me a hug, give me a big squeeze. And then I was going to fart and I was going to go, oh, you squeezed me too hard. And then I thought that would be...
so funny.
And I thought that would be a good...
You're the best dad ever.
I thought that would be
My
a good
dad's the
little
best.
laugh to say goodbye on. It might cheer him up. Anyway, he was fucking around. He just wouldn't come near me, pissing about, whinging. I was going, no, you got... And I was losing the fart. By the time he came to give me this hug, I had to really push, and just shit came out.
So you shit your pants hugging your kid?
Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking funny.
So just shit came out, and there was no way of getting out of it. I had to say, "Oh, sorry, everyone, I've just shit myself."
Dude, he gave this to us and not Conan.
Wow.
Did you know Nick's in a band?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not on Conan though.
Oh okay.
Well, maybe someday, Nick.
Well, is Conan a drug?
What do you think?
Probably not.
Nick's done drugs.
Are you on drugs right now, Nick?
So you're really,
I'm on drugs right now.
oh, you're really in a band.
Yeah.
And he's got ripped pants.
Oh, yeah.
Rock and roll.
Mine aren't ripped. They just have the
Rick
effect
and
of being
roll.
ripped.
Whoa.
Well, Dr. Buckley,
Yes.
man, has it been an hour with you?
Oh, yeah.
If any.
Is it really? Doesn't feel like it.
15 minutes.
I'm having too much fun.
Yeah. No, we love having you here. We want you to come in more. And
I've got nothing else to do.
When
I'm
are
so
you-
excited.
When are you... never mind. Told me not to ask that.
Yeah.
So I was gonna, James, I was
Fuck, man.
gonna suggest,
Oh,
because you
no.
know how It's Always Sunny has Danny DeVito, and he's like, yeah, right. Doesn't that make a lot of sense?
Shit.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Do you
like,
want to give me Danny DeVito's number?
seriously about Harry Styles though. If
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming out here and
you
being
so
a part
much,
of the
James.
shit show. We really do appreciate it.
You guys are brilliant.
Yeah,
you
thanks.
know you are. You're award winning, aren't you?
Turn around.
Yeah.
Turn around.
Which I'm really.
I mean, it's YouTube awards. Let's get real.
Oh, is that the award?
Oh, who's got all the pictures of me at their band shows?
Oh, that's true. And play clip.
Is
and Jamie doesn't want to do that.
Is this the award? This cardboard.
That's the award.
That's the award that they handed out. Yeah.
It's plasma.
Plasma.
And also thank you to Quip and Bespoke for sponsoring this podcast. We'll see you guys next week. Actually, probably a lot sooner because we just got back from Sydney. This one goes up like on Friday, I believe. Or no, today's Friday. It goes up on Saturday.
And then 2 days later, there'll be the same one coming up. Thanks to me.
I really am liking that Madonna song that just came out, the Hung Up one.
I don't listen to her.
get hung up on you. No, dude, Hung Up is a song from like 10 years ago.
Oh, that's